All right, today we're tackling something huge, a massive shift in the global economy. We're talking about China's incredibly ambitious push into AI and robotics. We're going to break down what this whole technological leap means for the future of work, not just in China, but for all of us.
So let's just jump right in with a pretty bold claim. China is winning the race for AI robots. Is that true? Well, we're definitely going to dig into that because the stakes here are unbelievably high, and the speed of this change, it's just staggering.
Okay, so where did all of this come from? This isn't just happening by chance, not at all. This is a very deliberate, super strategic push, and it's being fueled by huge government investment and a really clear vision for what they want their industries to look like. And if you want to get a sense of just how ambitious this is, just look at that number. By 2030, China's AI industry is projected to be worth over 140 billion US dollars. I mean, that's not just growth, that's a full-on state-sponsored moonshot. The goal? Total technological leadership.
And this is the blueprint, right? It's way more than just throwing money at the problem. The 14th five-year plan really hones in on something called embodied intelligence, which is a fancy way of saying AI that can actually physically do things in the real world, through robots. And that's tied to their AI Plus strategy, which is all about weaving artificial intelligence into every single key part of the economy.
Okay, so let's move on and see what this revolution actually looks like in the real world. We are literally talking about a fundamental rewiring of the world's factory floor. And it's not some far-off future thing, it is happening right now. And this is where you see a really key difference in strategy. While a lot of the West has been focused on building these incredible, super advanced AI models, China's taken a different route. Their focus is just relentlessly practical. It's all about applying AI and robots to everyday manufacturing to make things faster, better, and way more competitive.
So, what does practical actually mean here? Well, think about it. We're talking about smart robots doing super precise tasks in car factories and electronics plants. We're seeing AI-powered cameras spotting defects for quality control, systems that predict when a machine is going to break down before it happens, and automated warehouses that are just insanely fast and flexible.
And this really shows you just how deep the planning goes. This is not a free-for-all. In places like Shanghai, they're literally creating programs for robots with licenses. How about that? So this isn't just about rolling out as many robots as possible. It's about building a structured, safe, and reliable world where humans and robots can actually work side by side.
But of course, you can't talk about millions of new robots without talking about the millions of human workers. So let's pivot now to what is arguably the most important piece of this puzzle, the people, the ones whose lives and jobs are being turned upside down by this massive technological shift.
I mean, that's the big question, right? As all this automation just floods into industries, what happens to the people? And the answer, as we're about to see, isn't simple. It's creating brand new opportunities, for sure, but also some really big challenges. So to really get the impact here, we need to talk about this concept called employment polarization. Basically, it's the idea that automation creates this big split in the job market. It kind of hollows out the middle. So you see growth way at the top for high-skilled jobs and also at the bottom for low-skilled service jobs. But all those routine, middle-of-the-road jobs, they start to disappear.
And you can really see that polarization in action. On one side, you've got all these new high-skilled roles being created. We're talking engineers, data analysts, AI specialists. But on the flip side, you've got workers in traditional manual jobs being pushed out. It's this two-sided effect that's completely reshaping the entire workforce.
And look, it's not just about whether you have a job or not. It's about what you're getting paid. Some really interesting research found that for every single industrial robot added for every 1,000 workers, wages can actually go down by up to 0.5%. That might not sound like a lot, but it's a real, tangible squeeze on people's wallets. So what's the response to all this? Well, it's been pretty direct. Realizing that millions of jobs could just vanish, the Chinese government has made a massive push for workforce retraining. It's a national priority now. The whole goal is to give workers the new skills, like analytical and creative thinking, that they're going to need to survive, and hopefully thrive, in this new AI-powered economy. Okay, let's pull back and look at the bigger picture for a second. Because this isn't just about what's happening inside China. This whole transformation has huge implications for the global balance of power. It's basically kicking off a brand new era of tech competition. There's a fascinating parallel you can draw here. China's government-backed AI boom
kind of looks like the US industrial boom back in the 20th century. But there's a key difference today that the source material points out. Back then, government support was a huge driver of US dominance. Now, though, the current regulatory situation in the US is often seen as a potential roadblock, something that could actually slow down innovation and put them at a disadvantage.
So in response to that, what do you do? Well, there's a lot of talk about forming strategic alliances. The thinking is that countries like the US, Germany, Japan, and South Korea could team up, pool their resources and their brainpower. If they work together, they could create a really powerful robotics and AI supply chain to act as a counterbalance to China's growing dominance.
But this global race, it brings up some really deep ethical questions. I mean, think about it. As some countries take this massive leap forward with AI, what happens to everyone else? The big worry is that they'll just get left behind. And that can make global inequality way, way worse, with all the benefits of this amazing technology ending up in the hands of just a select few.
And so that leaves us with this final and, I think, really critical question. The technology is here. It's not science fiction anymore, and it's moving at a breathtaking pace. But figuring out how to build a future where these incredibly powerful tools actually benefit everyone, where they create shared prosperity, well, that's a challenge that goes way beyond just engineering. And it's a question that, honestly, we all need to start asking.